Northwestern is 12-9 on the road in the Big Ten under head coach Pat Fitzgerald as they take the field here at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, Iowa. The Hawkeyes lead the all-time series that dates back to 1897. The Hawkeyes take the field. Big Ten Network football is presented by the United States Marine Corps. Two teams that are 4-3 overall on the season and desperately want a Big Ten victory here today. Hi, everyone. Matt Depp alongside the coach, Glenn Mason. Certainly glad to have you along. Well, Coach, here we are last weekend of October, right in the thick of things in the Big Ten.
Hey, it doesn't get any better than this. College football, Kinnick Stadium, what a great college venue. I used to love to bring my teams to play here. I'll tell you why, because the fans are so close to the field. They're very knowledgeable, and they're into the game. They are participants, not spectators.
Well, the Wildcats have dropped 3 tough ones in a row last week at home against Minnesota. When you think about that game, no takeaways, 3 turnovers. However, today they get their quarterback, Kain Coulter, back, and that is certainly key.
Well, he couldn't come back at a better time. You talk about that loss to Minnesota. They were very upset with that loss because they didn't think they played very well. Talking to the coaches, they thought the other players were pressing, doing things that they really didn't have to do in the absence of Coulter. Well, they got him back. All they have to do is execute now.
All right, now for the Iowa Hawkeyes, yes, they have dropped 3 games, and yes, they've dropped 2 in a row. However, the combined record of their opponents, 20-1 in those 3 losses.
Yeah, you think about Iowa, 3 losses. Someone might say, not a very good team. You'd be dead wrong. That offense is getting better, but the true story is that Iowa Hawkeye defense, they're really strong in the defensive line. They've got experienced, tough linebackers. They're getting better in the secondary. This is a good Hawkeye defense.
All right, let's take a look right now at the Bank of America keys to victory, Coach.
Well, first of all, it's first downs for Northwestern. For them to be able to run that up-tempo offense, they got to get a first down or it puts too much pressure on their defense. And for that Hawkeye defense, they got to disrupt that quarterback. If they let those Wildcat quarterbacks just sit back there and pick them apart, they got to rush them. They got to get their hands up. Hopefully they get some turnovers or this Northwestern offense can move against anybody.
All right, how about the Northwestern Wildcat impact players? We start in the backfield with Trayvon Green.
Well, Trayvon Green's done an exceptional job, especially with Vendrick Mark being injured. Then you got Tony Jones, the go-to wide receivers. And on defense, Tyler Scott at that defensive end position. Great pass rusher.
For the Iowa Hawkeyes, it starts in the backfield as well with Mark Weissman.
Hey, Mark Weissman, my type of guy. He puts that ball under his arm and runs hard. And then here is really my guy, Brandon Scherf, that left tackle. I can tell you, he's the best tackle, best offensive lineman I've seen in college football this year. And then James Morris, the middle linebacker. He makes all the calls and gets them lined up.
Getting set for the kickoff. Let's send it down to John Jansen. John?
The matchup you guys want to keep an eye on today, Brandon Scherf, that offensive tackle that Coach just talked about, and defensive end for Northwestern, Tyler Scott. He's the Big Ten sack leader right now. He got that title for the fact that he's very quick off the ball, great at changing directions. Brandon Scherf, a legend in the Iowa weight room. That power that he's developed there translate directly to the field.
Broke his leg a year ago against Penn State, but they call him Paul Bunyan around here. And the weather 47 degrees here at kickoff. Cloudy skies above us. Northwestern won the opening toss. They defer. Jeff Butzine, outstanding kicker for Northwestern to kick off. And back for the Iowa Hawkeyes is Jordan Cotton. And we are underway here in Iowa City. Jordan Canizeri on the return, and he is up to the 26-yard line. Jake Rudock is the quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Coach, he just keeps getting better, the sophomore out of Weston, Florida.
You think about a week ago against Ohio State, he completed his first 8 passes, all to tight ends. But when you watch this young man, he's got great poise and he's making good decisions. His coach is Mike on.
1st and 10 now for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Single back play action. Rudock looks downfield all the time and throws it to the near sideline. It'll mark Weissman, and Weissman close to the first down before Will Hampton comes in and knocks him. And it's going to be second down now and 1. There is tempo involved to this Iowa offense, and a handoff for Mark Weissman. Weissman's got the first down and more. And they run right behind that left tackle, Brandon Scherf. Travion Henry with the tackle. An 11-yard pickup, and quickly back to work once again. Handoff now to Bullock. Bullock trying to stretch it outside. Is going to pick up a few, and Henry is right there.
Well, you know, the lead play for Iowa is just the zone lead, and it's easy to execute as long as you got the
There are the numbers for Jake Rudock. Damon Bullock. Some technical difficulties with the microphone for coach, and I believe we're all set now as it's second down. Bullock to run once again, lowers his shoulder, and close to that first down as Chance Carter is in there.
Well, as I was saying before,
it's very nice.
Hey,
welcome to the game.
Hey, I'm back. I mean, I've been talking up a storm and no one's been listening. So what's new?
It is third and short, and Rudock right behind the center gets that first down. Impressive thus far. Iowa, they got that great offensive line up front, Coach.
I tell you, when I watched the film, these guys, this offensive line, being coached by Kirk Ferentz's son, Brian, I couldn't be more impressed. You know, they block the old-fashioned way. They put their hand in the ground, they get their butt in the air, they come off the ball, and they block you. They just don't grab and hold you.
4 runs, 23 yards out of the shotgun. Rudock with time, plenty of time, slings it deep, and he overthrows his intended target, the tight end Ray Hamilton.
Well, Rudock tried to stick it in there. That was a bad decision on his part because the corner sunk with him. He went with the wide receiver, and the safety came right off the hash, which resulted in double coverage. That could have been picked off.
It's going to be second and 10 now from the 40-70-yard line of the Wildcats. Handoff. Bullock trying to get to the near sideline, and really nothing there. Chichi Araguza comes in. Araguza fourth in the Big Ten, averaging 8.3 tackles a game. And it's going to bring up third down and long for the Hawkeyes.
Well, the Hawkeyes have been pretty effective on third down this year, 50%, which is really pretty good. And, you know, if you're Northwestern, you call this the money down. You got to stop them. You got to get off the field. Give your offense the ball.
Third down out of the shotgun. Bullock is the running back for the Hawkeyes, coming off of a tough loss last week against Ohio State. Rudock out of the pocket. Rudock turns it upfield, diving for that first down. Is he close or just short of it as Tyler Scott was given chase? A gain of 7. It's going to be fourth down, and they're going to hurry up and go for it right here. Wildcats trying to get lined up. Rudock under center, looking for that first down marker as he leans forward, and on fourth and less than 1, the Hawkeyes get the first down.
You know what, I was really surprised there, modern day football and up-tempo, that umpire stood on the ball for a while, which allowed Northwestern to get off the field, and there wasn't any substitutions on the Iowa part. That's unusual.
Their tempo for the Hawkeyes is a little bit different. 10th play coming up. First and 10. Jake Doozy, tight end, into motion. A handoff. Weissman cuts it back up the middle. Weissman still moving the legs, strong, getting into the secondary. And Damian Proby finally brings him down, and that's a pickup of 9 yards for the Hawkeyes.
Well, I told you I like Weissman, and that's a good indication right there. I mean, he doesn't go down with the first tackler. Big, strong guy, and he keeps going. But the tempo that you talk about, they're not a hurry up. They got to get to the line of scrimmage, but get into the best play, not the fastest play.
Second and short. Rudock under center. Weissman, the running back. Two tight end set. Weissman with a huge hole. Weissman still turning those legs. And what a great job by Mark Weissman getting into
watch here.
Secondary.
Great line by the job by the offensive line. You know, when you have a good offensive line and they come off the ball and they zone step to the front side, and by zone step we talk about you don't have a man, you just block who you run into. And when you come off the ball like that and you got a big running back behind you, it's tough to stop unless you put more guys in the box.
Campbell and Araguza on the tackle. High formation. Weissman puts the shoulder down. Auto Owners Insurance defense for the Northwestern Wildcats. They have Tyler Scott. Scott leads the Big Ten in sacks with 5. He had 9 last season, a total of 15 in his career. And Chichi Araguza has already come up with 3 tackles here early on. Bullock cuts it back up, puts a shoulder down, and Travion Henry comes in to make the stop. And the Hawkeyes continue to march down the field in impressive fashion.
Well, there's nothing more frustrating for a defense when somebody just runs the ball right at you. Play after play after play. It just kills your attitude defensively.
Controlling the line of scrimmage, 11 runs, 2 passes. Adam Cox, the fullback. Damon Bullock, the running back, on a handoff to the right side. Bullock into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa. Three-yard touchdown, first rushing touchdown this year for Bullock. And this is a drive that started at the 26. And they control the line of scrimmage, coach, throughout.
That offensive line was impressive in film. They're really impressive that first series.
Mike Meyer, extra point, and it is good. 7-0 lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes. We mentioned this at the top. Yes, 3 losses, but the combined record of 20-1 to those opponents.
Same zone lead.
12 rushes for 65 yards. Mike Meyer to kick off. Taken by an up back. And past the 35 and down at the 37-yard line. Kain Coulter is back, and that certainly helps out the cause of the Wildcats.
Well, sure does. I really think that Kain Coulter is the guy that makes this offense go. He's very dynamic, not only at quarterback, but all the other positions they play him.
So Kain Coulter missed last week. Only 3 plays against Wisconsin, and a handoff and getting to the outside. And trying to pick up a few yards is Mike Trumpy. And to pick up a 7, it's going to be 2nd down now. Kain Coulter, you see the numbers this season. Did not play last week against Minnesota. Extremely dynamic, the senior from Denver, Colorado, out of Cherry Creek High School. Out of the shotgun. With time, decides to tuck it around. A flag is down before James Morris comes in and makes the stop.
You have a good run, and then you have a penalty, and now that really puts you behind the stakes, which is awfully tough against this Hawkeye defense.
Handoff once again, turning it back upfield. And Iowa right there. Carl Davis once again. As Buckley runs it. Iowa up 7-0 here after the first quarter. at Kinnick Stadium. Carl Davis, the junior from Sterling Heights, Michigan, with the tackle. First quarter comes to an end. The impressive opening drive for the Iowa Hawkeyes as Bullock finds the end zone. We head to the second quarter. Hawkeyes lead 7-0, and just moments ago, Jared DeVries, one of the great Hawkeyes ever, being honored right here at Kinnick Stadium. Of course, a great NFL career as well. He lives back here in Iowa with his high school sweetheart and has 2 young boys, and what a great honor for him. First team All-American is down with another All-American, John Jansen. John?
What does it mean to come back to Kinnick Stadium here and be honored by the fans again?
That's a special place. Always has been, always will be. The greatest fans in the world. Not a better venue in all of college sports, and we're winning.
Other than the Michigan game, what's your favorite memory of being here and on the field?
All the good times we spent on the field today. I can remember running out of the tunnel the very, very first time. Your hair stands up. All the memories you had coming out of Michigan, your hair stands up on your arms, your neck. And even watching today, it still happens. And I'm sure you get that same feeling going back.
Great. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Let's go back up to Matt and Coach.
All right. Thank you very much, John and Jared. And Martin Manley and Riley McCarron are back for the Hawkeyes. Brandon Williams, the punt. And Martin Manley takes it at the 28, looking for some room, cuts it back up to the far side, and just shy of the 40-yard line. A 10-yard return after a 41-yard kick. Damian Proby on the stop, and that's just one of the great things. You know, you come out here every Saturday along the Big Ten and you see so many great former players down on the field, on the sidelines, and their love and passion not only for their school but also for the game of football. Coach,
yeah, it's great to see them now, because I used to have to go against those guys. Not so much fun then. 1st and 10.
Hawkeyes in I formation. Hamilton in motion, the tight end, and a handoff. Weissman grinds it out, and Henry is able to make the stop.
Now, when you see Iowa's gone to a 2-back backfield, they've got the fullback in there. They're running the same play up front. It's just a zone lead by the offensive lineman. The reason the fullback is there, they're anticipating Northwestern putting an extra hat in the box, and that's what the fullback is there for, to block him.
Weissman, 7 carries, 45 yards. Bullock has carried the ball 8 times for 30 yards, stays in on pass protection. Rudock connects with Smith. And it's going to be a first down and a pickup of 16 as Matthew Harris comes over to make the stop along with Henry.
Well, you can see the blitz coming. The outside linebacker and the inside receiver comes off the coverage and blitzes, and Rudock does a great job of recognizing it. The back picks up, the linebacker coming, easy completion.
Davon Smith, the sophomore from Toronto, Ontario. 1st and 10. At the 39 of the Wildcats, Weissman is the running back. They'll hand off to Weissman, running to the left side, and a good initial hit coming up the safety. Travion Henry, the sophomore from Lauderdale Lakes, Florida.
Well, you know, you think about playing defense against Iowa, your safeties better be ready to play downhill and be good tacklers. And that's a great tackle right there. You saw he got his head across the bow. He attempted to rip his arms, and he kept his legs going.
Weissman, the former Hawkeye walk-on. 2nd and 10. He is a bruising back. Play action. Rudock fires it. And Doozy drops it. He was thinking about all that room he had, Coach.
Well, I would venture to say normally when you see a good athlete, a good receiver drop the ball like that, it's because he takes his eyes off it. I always talk to those receivers, tight ends, wide receivers. You catch the ball with your eyes. Now, obviously, everybody knows you catch it in your hands, but you kind of look that ball in, and you don't take anything for granted.
3rd and 10 now for the Hawkeyes as they lead here in the second quarter, 7-0. Smith at the top of your screen. 2 tight ends to the 2 wide receivers with a tight end to the bottom of your screen. Rudock fires, and Smith once again for a first down. Pickup of 12. Nick Van Hoos comes over.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator at Northwestern, he dialed up a maximum blitz. They went to a 3-down lineman look. They walked both linebackers up. They blitzed, and they brought the free safety. When that happens, you can't pick them all up. You got to credit Jake Rudock and putting the ball on the money.
Mike Hankwitz in his 6th year as a defensive coordinator. Daniels is the running back, the true freshman. Adam Cox, the fullback. And Daniels runs off the right side. And Daniels a pickup for the Hawkeyes as Drew Smith makes a tackle.
You know, the strategy takes place now. All of a sudden, Iowa's got away from the zone running. They've gone to the power run where you gap block and you pull the backside guard around for the linebacker. Why do you do that? You gap block because you're anticipating blitz.
2nd down now and 7. Hamilton, the tight end, in motion. Handoff, Daniels once again. Daniels stacked up by Proby and Chichi Araguza and pushed back. Just missed a hole that was opening up if he was able to cut it back to the right, as Northwestern does a good job of containing.
Well, you'll see it, but they're getting a lot of people in there. You see Damian Proby, the linebacker, no one's on him. He's cleaning it up because they don't have enough guys to block the backside linebacker.
Araguza 4th in the Big Ten in average tackles a game. Rudock with time, looks to the end zone, and he overthrows Cavante Martin-Manley. 4th down now for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, Manley was open. He ran a good route, and Jake Rudock just let it sail a little too high. They've run this play before. I call it the inside fade. Rather than taking the outside receiver and running the fade route, they take the inside receiver, and he runs to the pylon. It gives him more room. You got to lay the ball in there just perfectly for him to catch it.
38-yard attempt for Mike Meyer, and Meyer, the field goal is good. Meyer now 10 of 13 on the season, is long for the year. 49-yarder is Mike Meyer with 3 points, and the Hawkeyes up 10-0 here in the 2nd quarter. TN football, Northwestern and Iowa, and here with 9:56 to go in the 2nd quarter from Kinnick Stadium here on this Saturday. The Hawkeyes lead 10-0, and such an intimate setting here, as you mentioned, Coach, at the top of the show. The fans so close to the field, of what, about 7 yards between the boundary and then that first row of seating.
Intimate. That's a well, that's a strange choice. I never thought of intimate when I came down here. I thought it as hostile, intimidating, but fun.
Darrell Williams and Matthew Harris is back. It's going to be Harris in the end zone, and it's going to come out to the 25. What a great job Pat Fitzgerald has done in his 8 seasons there. They have gone to 5 consecutive bowl games and getting it done on the field as well as the classroom. Under pressure, Kain Coulter, and Coulter is brought down by Anthony Hitchens.
Well, they went with the play-action pass, and they really sold that run into the middle of the line on the timing. Look at the fake there to get those linebackers and safety to step up, but that takes time, and credit the defensive line of Iowa.
They have 3 great linebackers here. And a good 2nd down run there as Hitchens comes in, and it's a pickup of 7 yards for the Wildcats. Kain Coulter. Hitchens with 2 sacks along with James Morris and then Christian Kirksey, the top 3 tacklers on this defense, just the way you want it, Coach. Northwestern, the same thing with their trio of linebackers. So many times you see the safeties, one of the top 2 or 3 on a team, but not here in Iowa City. Morris stretched out in protection as well as Coulter now looks over the middle. And Miller comes up, and Hitchens is right there as well, and Rashad Lawrence on the reception. Pickup of 10. That's the longest play of the day for Northwestern. A 10-yard pickup. Prior to that, it was 7 yards. It's 1st and 10 here. This Northwestern Wildcat offense sorely misses Venrick Mark, who is out with an injury. He's played in 3 games. He's played against Cal and Ohio State and Wisconsin. Just 3 carries against Wisconsin. You see how dynamic he is. Last season had 8 games of 100+ yards, and Vitale trying to get outside. This time the Hawkeyes have it covered. The last time they ran that play, it was for 18 yards. This is a loss of 1 as John Loudermilk comes in along with Christian Kirksey to take down Vitale.
Well, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They saw that play coming. They stayed right at home.
Kain Coulter to the near side. Coulter picks up a block. Coulter gets to the 30 in a big run before Miller stops him in a pickup of 11.
With Kain Coulter in there, this is the element he adds for them that Trevor Siemian doesn't have. And people don't make a mistake that Kain Coulter can only run the football. He's not a bad passer either, but that's where he kills you with his feet.
Great block that time by wide receiver Christian Jones. Hand off to Buckley. James Morris right there. Morris, a tackle for a loss, along with Drew Ott.
Well, we talked about how tough they are. If you watch James Morris right there, I mean, he's unblocked. You better block him, baby. You know, you better know where 44 is and get ahead on him, because he's made a lot of tackles in his career.
Vitale, the superback, in motion. Buckley's going to run. And Buckley grinding it out here on 2nd and long. A pickup of 6 yards. 6 carries, 14 yards for Buckley. Darian Cooper comes in on the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now for the Wildcats.
Well, I'm sure one of the things that they're emphasizing, Phil Parker, is don't let him pull the ball down and run with it.
Kain Coulter. Coulter 8 carries for 36 yards. 5 wide receivers set. Buckley in motion now joins Coulter in the backfield. Coulter, he's going to fire it, and it connects with Jones. And Jones spun around right at the 40-yard line as Alston comes in. Quentin Alston, the junior from Sicklerville, New Jersey, and Timber Creek Regional High School.
Iowa went coverage the whole way. They only rushed 3 defensive linemen. The linebackers were eyeballing. Coulter was pulling the ball down. He had an easy throw.
Handoff to Buckley. Buckley trying to grind it out as Drew Ott tackles him. Coulter now with 2,001 passing yards in his career.
2nd and 5 at the 46.
There's going to be 2nd down now and long for the Wildcats. Bunch formation to the bottom of your screen, to the top of your screen, overthrowing the intended receiver of Kyle Prater.
Well, that was a really good job by Iowa, especially Tanner Miller, the free safety. There was no threat down the middle, so he was able to drift off the hash and play double coverage with the corner.
3rd and 15 now for Northwestern. Hawkeyes lead 10-0. 1:14 remaining in the first half. Handoff right up the middle. No place to go. Mike Trumpy is stopped by Reggie Spearman coming in. And Nate Meyer.
You know, some people say, well, you know, you're losing 10-0, and you got 3rd and long, and you give the ball to Trumpy. That's an awful conservative call. You have to have a grasp.
Martin Manley is back, ended over and punt off of the right foot of Brandon Williams, and it takes a Hawkeye bounce back up to the 34-yard line before it is downed. And here come the Hawkeyes, a 29-yard punt. 19 seconds left, Coach, here in the first half.
Well, you know, it's All too often you'll see a coach say, well, we're going to do it 19 yards. Let's just get it in at halftime. And then most of the time the Boo Birds come out because they want to see a deep pass. You haven't tried a deep pass the whole first half. Why not, try right now? But it's like they're going to run a play.
19 seconds remaining in the first half. Rudock out of the pocket. Rudock looking downfield. And now he's going to flip it out of bounds. And 8 seconds off of the game clock. And it's 10-0 Hawkeyes here with 11 seconds remaining in the first half here at Kinnick Stadium. And a key matchup between Northwestern and Iowa as the Wildcats try to end a 3-game losing streak. And they're just going to down it here, coach, at 2nd and 10 with 11 seconds. Rudock under center, and he downs it. Northwestern held to 121 total yards. You talked about the defense of Iowa at the top of the show, and they came through in the first half for the Hawkeyes.
Well, they sure did. It's tough sledding to run the ball, pass the ball. They pursue well, they tackle. I really thought that Northwestern, though, adjusted to the physicalness of this game as the first half went on.
Hawkeyes and Wildcats at Kinnick Stadium, and the Hawkeyes lead 10-0. That defense of the Hawkeyes with a turnover there. And a big hit by Tanner Miller. Getting set for the start of the third quarter. Iowa's led at halftime in every game in which they have played this season. Can they finish the job here today as you take a look at the first half numbers?
Well, you look at the first half. Now, not surprisingly, because we talked about Iowa. They're a fast starting team. All coaches talk about that. You want to start fast and end fast, but they got that running game going the way they want, and you got to credit Northwestern because against a tough Iowa defense, especially Kain Coulter being able to make plays, awful good.
All right, time for the Quicken Loans quarterback comparison, Coach.
Well, you look at it, I think both quarterbacks have played really well. They've made good decisions. Those 23 passing yards are a little bit misleading, I think, for Kain Coulter because he's been so effective on what he's done in the running game.
All right, let's send it down to John Jansen. John?
Guys, I talked to Coach Ferentz at halftime. He said they want to be able to throw the ball a little bit better. They've obviously had a lot of success running the ball in the first half. The second half, they want to be able to stretch the field a little bit more. Quick note, Lowry, the defensive end for Northwestern, is out. He's in a walking boot. He's on the sideline, but he will not be playing for the rest of today.
All right, thank you, John. Dean Lowry, that's a tough loss for that Northwestern Wildcat defense. Remember, they just got back Sean McEvely today, and he's missed the last 4. Mike Meyer to do the kicking here. Kicking off the second half, the Dubuque, Iowa native, and sends it to Williams. Williams at the 20, to the 25, 30, 35, up to the 40, and a great return by Jarrell Williams. A 38-yard return, and Williams and Harris back there, the tandem, as Christian Kirksey makes a tackle. You look at the first half possessions.
Yeah, it's not, you don't see it. They started off poorly, and that fumble when they were moving the ball, gained 45 yards in that drive and then turned the ball over. Very unfortunate.
Kain Coulter slings it to the near side. And right there is Anthony Hitchens as Trumpy is knocked back.
The first thing you say, well, they've got 4 receivers out there. What the heck is Anthony Hitchens, a linebacker, doing out there and making a play? He's a tough guy to block.
5th tackle of the day, Coach. Kain Coulter fires. Pass is caught. Loudermilk is there along with Christian Kirksey. And a pickup of 9. As Christian Jones reels it in. 3rd down now here for Northwestern. Opening drive of the second half. Trumpy in the backfield. Kain Coulter fires, and it's going to be a first down as Tony Jones makes the catch, and a pickup of 4 into Hawkeye territory. Coulter running for a first down and more. James Morris finally catches up to him as he eludes a would-be tackler. Gain of 13. And Kain Coulter, we mentioned earlier, over 2,000 yards through the air, now on the ground as well. 9th QB in Big Ten history to do that. Carl Davis just missed a sack. It's 1st and 10 now on a pitch outside. Buckley, and Buckley spun around by Anthony Hitchens.
Well, here they come with the option. Northwestern's offense does so much, but it's just not the variety of plays that they run. It's the execution of those variety of plays. A well-coached football team.
2nd down now. 2nd and 8. 6:34 on the clock. Coulter trying to bounce it outside, and he's going to be wrapped up and tackled by Christian Kirksey, the senior from St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, that's what you want to do on defense with a guy like Coulter. You want to get him going east and west, and don't let him turn north and south. When he turns north and south, he beats you. East and west, you can contain him.
Coach, a big 3rd and 6 here. Northwestern 5 of 9 on 3rd down. Under 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Down 10 on the road at Kinnick Stadium. Coulter to the air, and he hits a wide open Lawrence. Rashawn Lawrence inside the 15 and stopped just shy of the 10 by Tanner Miller.
Well, we talked in the open about you have to get pressure on the Northwestern quarterbacks, and Iowa is, in those situations, they opted just to rush 3 guys and let the middle linebacker, James Morris, just kind of shadow Coulter so he can't pull the ball to run it, but you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback.
1st and 10. Handoff, and no place to go for Mike Chumpy. Christian Kirksey right there.
You know, it's interesting when you talk to Pat Fitzgerald, what he sells his offensive players on is get some nickels and get some dimes, and quarters will come.
Yeah.
You know, take what's there. Don't always look for the big play, just execute our offense.
2nd and 8. Coulter to the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Dan Vitale, his 2nd touchdown of the season.
Well, anytime anybody's open like that, it's a bust.
Coulter, 3 of 3 for 59 yards on that drive. Budzine. And the extra point is good. 10-7. Wildcats right back in it here on this Saturday in Iowa City. Vitale wide open. Touchdown, Northwestern.
Hey, you talk about play action. Watch the effect here. They're going to run a little play action, and watch what happens to him right there, biting on the fake for the touchdown to be wide open. There you go. Guessed wrong. Easy touchdown.
Anthony Hitchens fighting that time. Happy birthday to Dan Vitale. Birthday reception there.
What a better way to spend your birthday, playing college football in Kinnick Stadium.
10-7 game, and taken at the 20-yard line. Kanziri on the return, and he is stopped at the 32. First 5 drives for Northwestern, a total of 133 yards. That drive, 81 yards. Rudock, plenty of time, takes a shot downfield. and into Northwestern territory as Cavante Martin Manley, a 20-yard pickup.
Well, it's a great route by Manley, but the other thing is the faking by Rudock in the back was superb.
Back to the run game, Weissman. And Weissman is tackled by Henry after a pickup of 2, maybe call it 3, and quickly back toward the line of scrimmage. The Hawkeyes, it's a gain of 2, 10 carries for 50 yards. Rudock is 10 of 16 in the air for 90 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7, so a gain of 3. Rudock fires it to the near side, and Martin Manley on the reception and a pickup of 4. 3rd down now for the Hawkeyes. Jake Rudock very composed. The sophomore gets better every single week when you watch him on film, Coach.
Well, you know, he's a very smart young man, both in the classroom. He's a pre-med major and just as smart on the football field. And as all good quarterbacks, he's got a short memory. Good or bad, he moves on to the next play.
Rudock under pressure. Rudock scrambling and leads forward, and it's going to be 4th down now as Chichi Araguza was on the scene. And it's 4th down for the Hawkeyes. So good downfield coverage by Northwestern.
When we talked to Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator at Northwestern, and we asked him what is he concerned about, and he said Rudock does a good job with his feet extending plays, and we can't let him beat, especially on 3rd down, because he will pull down and run it.
First sack in his last 137 attempts. Trying to keep it out of the end zone. And it rolls through. Mike Trumpy trying to get outside. Lowry right there along with Miller pushing him back. And a pickup of 4.
Yeah, tough sledding there for Mike Trumpy trying to bounce the ball outside against this defense.
Trumpy on the sideline now. Buckley is a running back, 9 carries, 20 yards. 2nd down now. Play action, Coulter. Wings it to the far side, and Vitale with the reception, and Anthony Hitchens another tackle.
Yeah, he was the release man. Vitale went in motion. He went to the flat. He was wide open, but he wasn't the first choice for Kain Coulter. Everything else was covered. He came back to his dump.
3rd down and short. 3rd and 2. Can the Iowa defense make a big stop here? Coulter on a pitch. Buckley with the first down, and the Wildcats converting here in the 3rd quarter as Miller and King come up on the tackle, and a pickup of 10.
Good call on 3rd and short. They come with the speed option. Last time they had trouble making the pitch. This time you got to credit those wide receivers for making the blocks on the perimeter. They got to hold those blocks a long time out there.
Pat Fitzgerald told us stay away from turnovers. They have 1 on the day. 3rd down conversions. Got to get those and have to play with tempo, and the tempo is there as Buckley is stuck and pushed back by John Loudermilk.
Yeah, that was a good tackle by John Loudermilk, but a good run.
7-yard pickup.
I mean, this is a good football game. It's hard hitting. You know, you get the feeling now that it's back and forth, and you're going to grind it out, and you wonder who's going to get a big play first that could really decide the outcome of this game. Nickels and dimes, and dollars will come. I like that term.
Tim Hanrahan from Frankfort, Illinois in motion. Handoff, Buckley straight ahead. Buckley's got that first down, and the Wildcats continue to move. as King and Kirksey are right there in a pickup of 5.
Turnaround is fair play. I've been singing the praises of the Iowa offensive line, and this is an awful good defensive front. And right now, Northwestern's offensive line is doing one whale of a job.
End of the quarter here at Kinnick Stadium. Iowa has led at halftime in each of their games this season. Can they finish the job in the second half? Can the Wildcats end a 3-game losing streak? Fourth quarter coming up.
There's a new beauty in town. The 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Lease an Outlander Sport now for $189 a month.
Let's see if we can get one past the defense.
Hut, go! Here it comes. Write the numbers. Boom. Get it. Spin. Whoa. Oh, nice hands.
Jeff, oh, good job, man. Nice. Okay, halftime. Now this is my favorite play. Oh. I'm wide open. I won't fumble. Don't want to fumble any of these.
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
It's up. And it's good.
Good. They're great.
In the Big Ten, you never know when something truly incredible will happen. Go to btn.com/did-you-see-this, presented by Orville Redenbacher's Popcorn, to enjoy the astonishing football plays and share them with your friends.
Tuesday night, our panel of Big Ten insiders debate the hottest issues in college football and discuss how the nation's biggest stories impact the conference. Big Ten football and beyond, Tuesday at 7 Eastern, only on BTN.
Weeknights, join the conversation on BTN Live.
We ready for another week, guys?
Absolutely. Another exciting week.
As we get set for the start of the fourth quarter, the Hawkeyes lead by 3. And Coach, Northwestern, offensively, they have their tempo back.
Well, they've got Coulter back, and that might be a coincidence, but you're right. I feel that right now, you talk about momentum, that offense of Northwestern has it right now.
All right, fourth quarter, what will it have in store for the Wildcats and the Hawkeyes? First and 10 from the 50 for Northwestern. Buckley, the running back. Coulter is going to keep it. Looks downfield. Instead, underneath, he'll fire it to Vitale. And they stop by Cooper and Kirksey. Pick up a 7. Second down now. 2nd and 3. Coulter looking for room. No place to go. What an excellent job by Mike Hardy, battling off the block and then staying and containing and getting the tackle.
Well, I talked about momentum, and you can see it when someone else has momentum. You got to go take it away. And in that position, second down, they made a key play to put him in 3rd and long.
A loss of 4. It's 3rd down now for Northwestern. There's 7 of 11 on 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Buckley in the backfield. Coulter under pressure. Coulter using his legs. Coulter diving for the first down. What a great job by Kain Coulter. And Coulter down on the sideline. Sometimes you'd rather keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, he's diving right there, and you know, he landed on the football, and typically when that happens, you get the wind knocked out of you. Let's just hope that's what it is.
You see Hitchens. Hitchens does an excellent job. So much conversation about targeting. You can see how he really kind of led up there as the quarterback Coulter was diving for the sideline and the first down marker. Think about Venrick Mark and Kain Coulter missing throughout the course of this season. Different times it's been extremely difficult for Northwestern as Miller comes in and makes a stop on the run by Buckley. Buckley 13 carries, 49 yards. You see the numbers for Simeon the junior.
Well, you look at Stephen Buckley, who's just a redshirt freshman. He's only 6 foot, 180 pounds, but he runs hard.
2nd and 3. Buckley on the carry. Buckley is going to have a first down. And this is a little bit different than a typical situation when you have a backup quarterback, because Trevor Simeon sees a lot of action throughout the course of the season.
Well, they don't even view him as a backup quarterback. They've got a 2-quarterback system, and that's their culture. They can live with that. There's no problem here.
1st and 10. Hanrahan in the backfield with Trumpy. Trumpy running straight ahead before he is tackled and stopped. Morris, the first one on the scene. You see Kain Coulter, the senior from Denver. This drive, 11 plays, 56 yards.
I shouldn't have said no problem with Coulter, because if you want to say who was the most dynamic player they had on offense today, it was Kain Coulter.
Yeah. Well, he can hurt you in so many different ways. Trumpy doing an excellent job getting into the secondary before Loudermilk is able to wrap up and to bring him down.
Well, he put one heck of a move on James Morris, the linebacker, who's a really good linebacker. He had him dead to rights, right in the hole, but old Mike Trumpy put a little shake on him and picked up good yardage.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for Northwestern. Can the Iowa defense come up with a big play here? Vitale in motion. Handoff, Trumpy. They keep it on the ground. Offensive line at Northwestern really doing a solid job as Kain Coulter still being attended to on the sideline. Pick up a 3.
Well, you know one thing about Kain Coulter, if it's possible for him to come back in the game, he's going to be back in there. What a competitor.
2nd and 7. Stuck to the ground in this series. Penalty marker down. Alex Kemp, our referee.
False start, offense, number 40. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Unforced errors like that just drive you crazy.
You see that little jump right at the end. Trumpy stretching it out. Trumpy lowers his shoulder and down at the 10-yard line. Lowry comes in to make the stop. Trumpy, 12 carries, 57 yards. They've run it 43 times for 185 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
You look at a guy like Mike Trumpy, what you love about college football, and he's getting every ounce he can out of that body. I mean, he wants to win one so bad for his teammates. Can't even talk about it.
Grad student Mike Trumpy already has his degree. Simeon tucks it under, trying to keep the play alive. And just too much pressure that time. Mike Hardy comes in along with Carl Davis. And a great job by the defensive line of Iowa. It's going to be 4th down now.
Well, that's the same situation we've seen a number of times by the Iowa defense, except Kain Coulter was the quarterback. And, you know, all of a sudden, he gets the first down or the touchdown. Simeon's just not that type of athlete.
Jeff Butzine, 12 of 14 this season. This is a 29-yarder. And it is good. And we're all tied in Iowa City with 9:09 to go in the 4th quarter. Jeff Budzine now 13 for 15. Best percentage in the Big Ten. And this one sent through the end zone off of the right foot of Jeff Budzine. One of the all-time great stats here, not only in Iowa, but in the Big Ten as Bullock runs the football. The last 3 games, Iowa has been outscored in the second half, including here today, 50-7. Can this offense get it going here? Pick up a 3. 2nd and 7 tied at 10. Doozy in motion, the tight end. Play action. Rudak's going to fire it. And Fedorowicz unable to make that grab. It's going to be 3rd and 7 here now, Coach.
Yeah, you talk about the tight end attack. You think about the number of passes that Iowa completed to their tight ends. The first 8 of the game against Ohio State. Well, obviously, Mike Hankwitz and Northwestern said they're not going to complete those passes to the tight ends today.
That pressure by Colin Ellis. Significant as Rudak threw behind his tight end. 3rd and 7 here. Out of the shotgun, Rudak with time fires it, and Martin Manley, excellent job, picks up the first down.
Northwestern decided to only rush 3. Normally when that happens, you don't get any pressure on the quarterback, and then all of a sudden Jake Rudak, he can sit in there, and this gives the receivers times to find and void in the defense, get open and catch the ball.
Greg Davis telling us that Martin Manley, the perfect slot receiver, such a tough. Weissman is the running back. Rudak chains up the play. Weissman turns it back upfield, and the defensive line of Northwestern up to the task as Gibson is the first on the scene.
Think about, again, in that, especially that first quarter, how well that zone play, they were able to run, and the back was able to make that cut, and the guard could make the block on the linebacker, and it was all the way to the safety. Now they got it going east and west of the sideline. Can't run a zone play that way.
2nd and 12. Backed up into their own territory, the Hawkeyes. Bullock stays in to block, and it's the big tight end, C.J. Fedorowicz, right down the seam, and a pickup of 19 for Iowa.
Well, all of a sudden, when it's well executed, you think they're overplaying the run, you do a little play action, you hit the tight end right up the seam, big gain.
9th different receiver on the day for Rudak. 1st and 10. Bullock. And wrapped up and brought down by Damian Proby. Excellent tackle that time. Bullock, the Duluth Trading hardest working player. 15 rushes, 49 yards, and a touchdown. 2nd down now and long. Doozy in motion. Bullock lowers the shoulder on Proby.
Well, that was really a good play by Proby because Northwestern veered their defensive end underneath, which there's no edge, and then the linebacker, Proby's got to get outside quick, otherwise that back's going to turn the corner. Physical football, huh?
That wind still whipping around. It's been a factor here. In the second half, Mike Meyer missed a field goal. Tied at 10. Iowa led 10-0 at halftime. Rudak back to pass under pressure, and it's taken by a Hawkeye as it was knocked in the air. Brett Van Sloten, the senior, a right tackle.
Well, you can see the rush right here. They're going to get upfield, and the linebacker there did a very good job, Chichi Araguza, of getting his hand on the arm and knocking the ball up in the air.
4th and 11 now. You see the game clock and the play clock. And Kirk Ferentz calls a timeout. 15 seconds now left. We'll take a timeout. Hawkeyes, 4th down and 11 with a ball at the 35. 4th and 11, 15 seconds left. Rudock looks down the middle of the field, and the pass is intercepted. Chichi Araguza with the interception. His 3rd of the season. Araguza has had a big-time impact on this defense today.
Well, he decided to go for it on 4th down. And you see, he's got a clean window to throw the football. He thinks the tight end's open. He doesn't even see Araguza coming from the other side.
John Deere, Gator game-changing performance. 13 tackles, a career high. And an interception, Chichi Araguza. And playing for overtime. More football to come from Iowa City. Tied at 10. Northwestern and Iowa. We'll be back with more right after this. Iowa led at halftime 10-0, and then Northwestern here in the second half tying it up. Very impressive, the tempo and the pace, getting it back offensively for them, and a great job by their offensive line in the second half.
Yeah, and the flip of the coin is so important. You want to play defense first, because when you get the ball, you know what you have to do. When you get the ball first, you have to assume you've got to score a touchdown.
Wind at their back. Firing it. Smith down to the 10. Tavon Smith, and Proby comes over along with Araguza to get the tackle.
Well, it becomes a chess game. All of a sudden, Northwestern, you think that Iowa's going to run the football. They see 8-man front. They throw it out there. Corner misses the tackle, and all of a sudden, you're in great shape now.
1st down and 10 from the 11. Cleva, the fullback, in. Weissman, the running back, and a handoff. Weissman looking for a hole, and he is pushed back. And great job by Campbell coming up and making that secondary hit on Weissman. Weissman, 12 carries, 50 yards, 18 yards since that opening drive.
We've talked about how impressive Campbell's been. That's a knockback hit.
2nd and 8 in overtime. Hawkeyes. Weissman lowers his shoulder, continues to move his feet down to the 3-yard line, and a big run that time for the junior out of Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Hampton there, and Campbell pick up a 6, Coach.
Well, this is a statement run. You see that offensive line come up. You see the fullback hitting there. You see Weissman running there with both hands on the ball. I mean, that's goal line offense, whatever you want to call it. It's tough football.
3rd and 2. Bullock is the running back. Cleva, the fullback. And penalty markers are down.
All start. Offense number 59. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Bofelli from West Des Moines, Iowa. You see him move right there. So costly. 3rd down and 2. Now backed up 3rd down and 7.
Bofelli, a senior, you know what he's saying to himself? I know better than that. Critical error.
Now out of the shotgun. Under pressure to the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa. Fedorowicz. Rudock under pressure, and he finds a tight end in the end zone. 4th touchdown this season for Fedorowicz. Big-time play by the sophomore quarterback as he was under pressure. On for the extra point, Mike Meyer. Iowa leads 17-10. Northwestern now with an opportunity.
You talk about big-time play, smart play. Here they're going to come with the blitz right up the middle. They go with the inside fade to the corner by the receiver. And you know what Rudock knows there? It's a blitz. It's man coverage. He's going to be wide open. All I have to do is lay it up out there. Smart football player.
Campbell was tracking him down. And Fedorowicz with the reception. And Henry was late covering. Can the Iowa defense come up big here? Kain Coulter out of the shotgun. Vitale in motion. Buckley, the running back. Sprinting to the near side. Wrapped up and brought down by Drew Ott. A loss of 1.
You talk about big-time plays. If you watch Drew Ott right here, I mean, there's all kinds of misdirection. He stays at home, and he keeps his shoulders square. And if you think that's easy tackling that guy, you're nuts. Great play.
Drew Ott with his 8th tackle. 2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats. Coulter on the keeper. Bounces outside. Still on his feet. Turned back up inside. And Drew Ott there once again.
I talked about the defensive philosophy when you have a 4-man front by Iowa. They do not want to create gaps. They're not going to rush upfield. They did a great job in that situation.
3rd and 8 for the Wildcats. Coulter looks to the sideline. 5 wide receivers set. Coulter looking to run. Coulter still on his feet, now fires it. And what a play by the true freshman, Desmond King, as he comes up and rattles Buckley. It's incomplete and it's 4th down.
Well, Iowa was lucky there because Mike Hardy, the defensive end, lost his footing. He had 2 Northwestern players laying on him. That let Coulter get out in the perimeter, and here's the ball game.
4th and 8. Coulter under pressure. Coulter on a keeper. Coulter wrapped up and brought down by Trinka Passat. And the Hawkeyes win it in overtime here in Iowa City. What a game. What a finish here at Kinnick Stadium. So disappointing for Northwestern. A loss against Ohio State, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and now here in Iowa. And Pat Fitzgerald falls to 4-4 on the season. But for Kirk Ferentz and the Iowa Hawkeyes, they improved to 5-3 and 2-2 in conference play with this big victory here at home. All right, let's send it down to John Jansen. John?
Coach, how big of a victory was this for you guys?
Yeah, it's a great win for us. Yeah, both teams really competed. That second half was tough for us, but both teams really competed hard. It went right down to the end, as you saw. Yeah, both quarterbacks really competed hard.
And talk about Jake. You know, he throws that interception at the end of the game, steps up big in overtime.
Yeah, the one at the end of the game, that was a good shot on his part. We took a shot. That last one, that was a hell of a play for a quarterback. You know, just beating the blitz. And their quarterback, I'll tell you, what a competitor.
Great, thanks Coach.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Of course, Kirk Ferentz talking about Kain Coulter, but here on this day, Jake Rudock and the Iowa Hawkeyes come away with a victory, and Kirk Ferentz now 6-3 in overtime in his career. The final score, Iowa wins it 17-10 in overtime. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. For Glenn Mason and John Jansen, I'm Matt Devlin saying so long from Iowa City. Let's send it to Dave Revson in our Chicago studio.